So yes, I heard the bell last time. I'm hearing it this time. I got it. He just approves. He likes my message. Big man is like giving me that like thumbs up and subscribe, you know? Oh, I'm tempted to punch myself for making that joke. Oh dear. Yep. Hi everybody, my name's Nathan Hayes and this is CYC. We all know what a routine is, and I'll do a video on the pros of routine in another time. Obviously not what we're doing today. But what exactly do routines do for us? A routine helps us go further and faster at whatever it's aimed at, whether it's good or bad. This is down to minimizing decisions, which avoids decision fatigue, or classical conditioning, which is your brain linking reading a book at night to a good night's sleep and drinking coffee to being focused at work. And there's a few other mental devices that are used or that play a part, but I'll do that in another video. We all know this, but we also know that routines are rigid. Freedoms are lost. It can seem predetermined, mechanical, and that can lead to the dreaded midlife crisis. For some of us, this can actually make us afraid of building routines and can leave a person stuck, not moving forward as well as they might otherwise do, and that naturally leads to depression. If you want to look up CFT theory, they actually link lack of unfulfilled motivation or unaimed motivation as one of your fundamental causes of depression in certain types of depression, obviously. But I get it. Who wants to live a life that you're not fully living? It is set up to 90% of your life is predetermined down to routines and habits. This is eating, sleeping, work, exercise, TV, list goes on. And then only the last 10% of life is where the living really happens. That's a really depressing thought for many people who just don't like that much order in their life. And I include myself in this group that doesn't like too much order. But to these people I say that order and routine are the engine that lets you drive further into chaos and creativity and freedom. Jocko Willink said that discipline is the way to freedom. He brings it pretty far, but he has a bit of a point. It's a yin-yang relationship. You have to have that structure, that safe space to push you into more unsafe places. So, let's talk about how to service this engine. No, metaphor ends there. You don't break an engine to keep it running, so we'll leave that behind. Remember these three words: bending, breaking, and blending. This is David Eagleman's theory on methods of creativity, but I find this useful for any form of grappling with the unknown. So try new foods. Go for a walk on a new trail. These are forms of bending, but with this I'm expecting you to make it specific to your life. This isn't a video on Pinterest where it's a list of things for you to do. This is on the theory behind it, so it goes well past your current to-do list. So whatever you do, whether it's work or play, bending is all about changing it so it's challenging again, as it's more engaging than it otherwise would be. For those of you who are conservative and orderly, this form will keep you going for quite a while. For those of you who are not orderly, who perhaps have a messy room, well, go clean up your room. But also, this form of chaos is more like a nicotine patch that will keep that restlessness at bay, or whatever way it develops in you. But please understand that this is a spectrum. Everyone is different, and being more or less orderly isn't any better or worse. We are simply here to understand the machine that is you and how to keep you living, how to keep you on track for being that 60-year-old who got all that life, you know? Nobody is kept going by bending alone. So breaking is where we get rid of some old stuff and introduce some new stuff. And this can be for a month or for the rest of your life. I'd suggest introducing some new stuff first, just as an exercise to see how much you're able to do. Parkinson's law states that work expands to the time allotted to it. So perhaps you might have a bit more time, a bit more energy than you actually think. However, with this and with many future videos where I advocate for stepping out of your comfort zone and kind of being a bit riskier, I'm trusting you and I need you to be mindful that you should know if you're being snappy or lashing out at anyone. You should know if you're being resentful or bitter towards people. You are the product of your environment, and that includes your routines or lack thereof. So make sure you are who you want to be. For some, this breaking of routine is a shot in the arm. It keeps you going till next flu season, you come back reinvigorated and you bring it back into your life. That's awesome. For others, this is more of a drug that you're dependent on. You always need a new project that you're working on. But for either side, if you're stuck in a rut creatively or if you're finding it difficult to build momentum to something else, this is exactly how to get out of it. So that's bending and breaking, which leaves us with blending. And blending is done with someone else. This is where you put your life aside fully and live alongside someone else on their terms. The less input you have, the better. Sounds daunting? Well, this could be something as small as letting your partner pick the activities for a week. This can be at home or on holidays. And that can give you a certain understanding perhaps. No judgment is a large part of this method. This is all about emptying that cup of knowledge. Now in the extremes, this is going to live in a jungle or in a desert or with monks. But for many, this is something where they go live in a foreign culture, separate from visiting it. But essentially it's just any time that you are immersed in a different structure, different routine, a different way of life. As with all the methods, this is all about experiencing. Material purchases while money may be involved, the financial purchase of equipment or whatever, that just doesn't offer the points. It's all about bringing the right eyes to the experience. It's kind of like, just because you've paid to go see the Grand Canyon, it doesn't guarantee you'll see anything more than a crack in the earth. It doesn't guarantee that you'll remember that one time where you broke your nail and you didn't realise until you scratched yourself and it left a little red line. And it definitely won't make you realise that that's essentially what the Grand Canyon is to Earth. And it's massive to us, and how small that makes you feel. It's that's the difference. My point is that this isn't about things to be ticked off a list. This is about getting rid of old things and finding and discovering new things that you mightn't have even thought about. This is about that death and rebirth of life that books are written about and movies are made about. It's what we characterize as living. As what do they say? They say winter comes before spring. It's how crappy a bloody quote is that? But there's a point in it, you know? Not as good as winter's coming, but it got something to it. Because if you stay static and you're never progressing, you're never moving forward, that's depressing. If there's no part of you that dies off, if you don't burn that dead wood at the end, where it's not helping anymore, where it's outdated, where it's just, maybe it used to work and maybe it just doesn't work anymore. Or maybe it's not even directly connected to whatever kind of rut you might be in any future situation. Maybe it's a weird kind of outlier thing, but by getting rid of that, it just might open up an avenue for something new. Being static for any long period of time just scares the crap out of me. That's a death I fear more than death. And that's what I hope this project's about. This is what it's about, not dying before you die. That's a bit morbid. But I don't know how else to end it. So, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. What parts do you identify with? What parts don't you? It got said to me last time that we need an outro, and the irony of having a routine outro at the end of a anti-routine video is not lost on me, but I'll take that, it was a good idea, so. And basically I still don't know what I'm going to do. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.